get it.
Let's get it.
Will you be first? I think you'll be first. From your local Houston BMW Center studios, welcome to the Public Affairs Podcast, addressing local issues that affect our nation and shape our world. I'm your host, KG Smooth, and today, I'm not in the studio. I'm not in the Magic Studios. Today we are off-site, but I'm talking to my guy. You know him as Tony Stubbs from Ready to Love Season 3. And for all of you fitness heads, he's also known as Toning Stubbs, the founder of TTF, Total Transformation Fitness. Welcome to the Public Affairs Podcast, man.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Mr. KG Smooth.
Oh, man. It's great to be here with you, my brother.
Hey, likewise, man.
A lot of people are, they're seeing what the effects of this whole COVID thing is doing. And a lot of people are realizing that I got to step up my game when it comes to my health. Because that is the driving factor in it.
Absolutely.
What has your experience been like since COVID, with people coming to you for tips, working out? What is it that you tell them?
Well, first off, let me spray this Prosper juice right quick.
Hey,
let me
Prosper.
Let me get the energy, get that vibration going, because you got to have the right energy. I tell people you have to get your mind right each and every day, because technically everybody's always renewing their mind and they just don't realize it unless you're aware, because you're always putting something into your mind every single day, if it's negative or positive. So what are you doing? If you're always talking about, oh gosh, I'm tired, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, you're technically renewing your mind to remind yourself you can't do this, you can't do that, right, and all this stuff. Now, if you flip mode that and start talking positive, talking about, you know what, I am great, you know what, I have a lot of energy. Your mind will mentally get you there if you're steadily telling yourself that every day, because you're always telling yourself something every day. What is it that you're telling yourself? So
that coming out the gate dropping gems.
Let's go.
Because that is so key. Words have power.
Absolutely.
Even in the Bible, like nothing existed until God said it.
Absolutely.
So to underscore what you just said, when people are like, oh, I'm tired, the God is in the I am. So if you say, I am tired, you are going to be tired.
Yes.
If you say, I cannot do this, I can't, you will not be able to do it. So you got to change your way of thinking, because,
because God's going to give it to you either way. I tell people, if you feel and you really believe in something and you hone into it, God has no choice but to give it to you, because he gave us the free will to make choices. So if you're a good or a bad person, usually things work out the way they do, because eventually things always come back to the good, because at the end of the day, Jesus runs it all. It may not seem like it to y'all because they're not actually showing, because technically there's always more positive out here going on than there is negative. They're just always showing the negative stuff because they want to put that fear into our minds.
Exactly. And to go a little deeper on the spiritual tip, they feed off of fear.
Ooh.
They feed off of fear and negativity. That is why everything, when you turn on the news, it's always negative, traumatizing, kind of stories, because they literally feed off of that kind of energy. Right. When it comes to physical energy, physical health, people wanting to get well physically, what are some of the biggest misconceptions in working out for those that are just starting?
Oh man, that you got to at least be in there for like an hour, that you actually have to go to the gym, that you actually have to lift weights. Like, there's just so much where people, once again, telling themselves, I can't do this, because they're thinking, because they see the other guy or somebody that looks like myself. That's not the whole point. What do you want? Do you want to be healthy? You being healthy does not mean you have to have your muscles popping out. I know some people right now who just have a regular build. They no type of real muscle tone, but they are in great shape, and they take care of themselves and do the necessary things that they need to do. So it just all depends on what you want, because I wanted this. I told myself when I was a kid that I always wanted to be in shape. I didn't want to, once again, talking stuff into your mind. High school, people talking about when they turn 30, they're going to be over the hill, and you know you're going to get a belly and all that stuff. And I'm like, who's going to have a belly? Not me.
Right.
Because why? Why do I have to be like that? Because is that the norm? I'm supposed to be like this? Like, well, I guess I'm going to be the complete opposite of that, because...
Well, it was what they're conditioned to. It's what they're used to seeing, and they
Right.
think that, you know, once you reach a certain age, that the dad bod is going to come. When
Right.
it
really doesn't have to. It does not, because everybody always wants to give the kids the excuse. It's always the excuse instead of the reason. And that's, once again, flipping. Instead of saying the excuse, my kids need to be the reason even more why I should be doing some type of physical activity while they're out there practicing, doing whatever they're doing. Instead of just sitting there eating chips and watching them practice, why don't you be walking up and down, watching practice? If you want to watch it, do something instead of just sitting there and eating and talking. Because yes, you can still talk to your friends while you're on the phone. Get you an earpiece. You're looking at something anyway. So why don't you do something? 7 minutes. Ooh, 7. Let's go with 7 minutes. I'm not asking for 15. 7 minutes. Can you give me 7 minutes? Can you give yourself 7 minutes? Because if you can't, you need to reevaluate what's going on in your life, because you have to recharge yourself to continue to feed and give that energy that you're wanting to give your kids, your husband, wife, whoever it is. You remember, you drain. That's one of the reasons why you go to sleep. You recharge, people.
That's right. That's right.
You have to recharge. So you have to mentally recharge as well, especially when you're up, because remember, you got a whole day ahead of you. I don't know if you got 1 to 4 or 5 kids. You could be adopted. Everybody has a different life, and everybody has challenges going on. The question is, what are you doing, and what are you deciding to do? Are you making the excuse, or are you saying, you know what, I'm just going to have to deal with it. I'm going to have to learn from this and move forward? Because guess what? You're still going to have challenges in your life either way, because it's going to happen. So why not go towards what you want and what you want to be, instead of talking down about yourself? Because at the end of the day, you're talking down onto yourself.
To yourself.
So guess what? You're going to start attracting people who talk down too. And this is what I be trying to tell people. The people I have around me have that right energy, have that positive vibe. That, like, don't get me wrong, man, I still mess up too. I'm human. But at the same time, I'm not going to mope and be, I can't do all this stuff. Like, I ain't got time. It takes too much energy.
It does. It does. It really does.
So I just be, and this is where the football for me, I believe, really came into play. Because you know, in football, especially a DB, if you get dusted, you get scored on. If you wallow in that, and you thinking about how this dude just on you, and you keep that in there, you're done.
You're not going to last the rest of the game.
You're done.
Yeah.
So I took that same philosophy over here. Because I have to move on, because if I keep dwelling in it, I'm going to keep attracting that energy, and I don't want that. I want to learn as quick as possible. Some are slower than others, but people have to be aware. You have to learn how to be aware of this stuff. But people just be talking and don't even realize it. Every time you talk, man, it's a double-edged sword. So if you keep talking about yourself the way you're talking about yourself,
You're doing nothing but cursing yourself.
And this is why I'm going kind of off on the side, but this is where I'll be telling the ladies and the men too. If you're talking about what you don't want instead of what you do want, like if you want something in a man, this and that, that's what you need to be focusing on what you want
Thinking
instead of
about
I don't want this, and here you go getting all of this negative stuff that you
'Cause-
didn't want because you're so caught up on what you don't want instead of what you do want.
That is a bars all
Freestyle, son. Let's go.
You're listening to the Public Affairs Podcast. We're talking to Tony Toning Stubbs, the founder of Total Transformation Fitness.
I like how you say that. That's funny.
Toning.
Toning. Yes, yes.
ToningTFFmovement.com is the website. What was the inspiration behind you doing TTF movement and your personal health story?
Well, just overall, just being aware of that it's an overall total transformation from the mental, the spiritual, the physical, from finances, from family to everything, where you have to understand where some of your weaknesses are, because I knew one of mine was in finances. So I had these big dreams, but I'm just like, I don't have the finances though. Like, how am I supposed to supply this? But then I had to realize that from back in my past with my family and all that, where things were clashing when it came to money, and it was kind of confusing. Because just like prime example with Biggie Smalls, more money, more
problems. That's the truth.
I was just like, dang, I don't want more problems, but I do want the money. Like, I was thinking that, but see, now how I'm thinking now, more money, more solutions. That's how, instead of more problems. Because, see, he was putting that out there. And as a kid, I'm thinking, dang, I want them, but I don't want no more problems. Why do I want more problems? I want money. I'm like, dang, this is tough, but I want money. So it was really confusing with that, then church too. So, but that's what pretty much was the thing that started with that, and with me doing with like my high blood pressure, starting with that and having to take 2 forms of medication, having multiple surgeries. It was pretty much the overall where I wanted people to understand about the total transformation, and that it starts with the mental and understanding that if you don't get the mind right first, everything else will not fall into place like how you really want it to. And you have to be aware of that every day, mental. So that's why I do with my people when it comes to the fitness and the workouts. What have you placed in your head that you've said it's okay to be where you are right now, and now you want to change it? What got you there? Because everybody looks in the mirror every single day at themselves naked. I know, unless you're blind, everybody looks at themselves naked in the mirror, and you say to yourself, it's got to be okay because you haven't done nothing. I mean, everybody does. So what got you to the point now that you want to make that change? And we got to dig up that root, because you got to remember, you can't plant new seeds in dirty places and toxins. You got to get all that up out of there first. You got to release that and understand, and then plant that new seed of what you really want to do. And then from there, take that step. I don't care if you fall off for 2-3 days, a week, or 2 weeks. Long as you get back and you keep going, because yes, things are going to happen. Life happens. I tell people life happens, and it's going to happen. It's not going to stop. So stop making the excuse that I got life going on. Everybody got life going on. But do you want to live? Do you want your kids to take care of you? Because, I'm older now, I want my kids to take care of me. No, you should be saying, you know what? I want to be healthy as I can be, live as long as possible so I can see my grandkids and possibly see my grandkids have babies, because I'm taking care of myself and doing the necessary things. And I'm not talking about lifting weights. I'm just talking about just stretching. Let's start there. Get up and start stretching. 7 minutes. Do you know?
Touch your toes.
Can you do that? Stretch them hamstrings. People, like, you get signals in your body when it's time to sit. Like, if I sit down for a certain amount of time, people wonder why you always moving around doing this and doing that. Your body's telling you to stand up and stretch. You trying to adjust, and you're like, it's and it's aching because it's telling you to stand up. and stretch. Your body gives you signals all the time, and people choose to ignore
They
them.
choose to ignore listening
But
to their body.
you'll get that car to that car place and get that oil change. Soon as that oil engine light come on, though.
Yeah. Listen, they don't listen to their body, and they don't listen to that inner voice, that spirit, that God voice inside of them. And that's why people, they stay messing up.
Yep.
Let's put a pin in it. Let me
Yeah.
go run this break.
Okay. All right, this is the last one.
Break, guys. Yeah, man, we at the studio. Come on, man. We spitting bars around here, man. Let's go. What's up? I can't even see. What's that? You look better than me. I'm fat. Hey, man. See? Larry, let me tell you something, man. And that's what I'm talking about right there. Stop talking down to yourself and talking about I look better than you. Nah, bro. At the end of the day, if you want to look the way how you want to look, you got to make yourself feel that way. You got to tell yourself, I do look good. Don't be comparing yourself to me, man. Don't do that, Larry. Because you talking down on yourself, bruh. So tighten up with that shit. Who's that, Levon? Thank you. Excuse my language. Because as black men, bruh, hey, dog, nah. I don't want that jealousy and I'm envious and all that, because that is unnecessary, bruh. We got to uplift each other, man. So look as a positive as that, yes, you can do it too. Just start taking the necessary steps, bruh. Start doing some push-ups. Start doing some squats. I be telling people it's real simple. 7 minutes, bruh. Dang. And you men out here too doing that same thing too with that same mentality, man. Tighten up with that, man. Let's go. Ooh, y'all got me crunk today, man. Happy Saturday. You got it, Larry. Shoot, man. Got this, man. Let me spray my prosper, man. Y'all something else, man. Gotta get that positive vibration, baby. Keep speaking life into yourself, man. But we on a commercial break right now. What y'all got going on, man? How's everybody doing out there, man? Y'all good? Y'all smiling? I see hearts going. How you do this? Buy me a badge, man. Y'all need support, man. Come and support this TTF for me. To get yours, I'm gonna have to do 100,000 push-ups. Come on, coach. Coach, you already had the arms. You was one of the reasons why I was working out, man. Shoot, you started having me doing workouts back in high school. Shoot, yo, you was swole. Come on, Dujon, don't do that. What is that I spread? That's an essential oil called Prosper. If you would like some, hit me up in the DM and we can get you hooked up with some. So I spray this wherever I go. I also have some, I have a lemon essential oil in here and another oil called Protector, where like it kills the bacteria in the air, and at the same time you're able to breathe in the prosperity, because you want to prosper. You want to keep that good vibration in your body. So, but yeah, what y'all got going on all up in here? I appreciate y'all tuning in. This was kind of last second, me and KG. Oh, there,
all right.
There he is. What?
To go.
Oh, good. My bad. All right.
Oh, we only got 5 minutes left.
Only got 5 minutes left? Uh-oh.
I was going ham because it's a 20-minute segment.
I was going ham.
Stay messing up.
They stay messing up. And where they also stay messing up, bro, is with what they put into their body. Now, since I've had my spiritual awakening, with which you are very, very aware of, because
Yes.
I actually had an episode
Yes.
at the club at your watch party for the finale of Ready to Love,
Yes.
Last Resort, and that was a wild Friday, y'all, and the things that happened to me that day and that night at his party in that club was just, it's a long story. You can listen to my podcast episode, Conversations with KG. It's called I Got My Powers, on December 21st. It was a wild night. But since that transformation, I have been noticing a slow drip with me not eating dairy,
Mm.
not eating meat, coming across articles that talk about the the carcinogens and all of this stuff, that all of these chemicals that are in, meat and dairy. Now, I know that everybody is different.
Mm-hmm.
Some people subscribe to, eating according to your blood type.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just, straight up plant-based or just raw vegans. I did a documentary where I was voicing, and it was talking about, it's called Meatless, and it's coming out pretty soon. And we were talking about carnivores, omnivores, frugivores, and whatnot. And we are not even designed to eat meat. Like how our teeth are made, we're not designed to eat dairy. Like this whole idea that dairy is good for us is a crock, because even the cows themselves don't even feed their calf after a certain age. So why are we still drinking milk that tears up our stomach? We all find out when we're adults that we are lactose intolerant. I guess what I'm getting to is we ain't supposed to be eating this stuff. What are some healthy alternatives? Because one thing that you do healthy recipes on TonyTTTFmovement.com. And my slow drip, I gotta say, I feel better since I have, stopped eating meat and dairy. I have more energy. My skin is clearing up. Like things are happening. What say you about food consumption and what people are consuming?
Well, I I tell people it's real challenging to flip of coming to the healthy side, because we've been programmed and so used to having these things, and especially when your palate's been so used to something, all that sugar and all that stuff, it is real difficult for people to switch over to take a protein shake or try something healthy. And I have to get their mind right before that if they really want to start taking this route and be more healthier, because it's challenging. You can't go cold turkey. That cold turkey stuff does not work. When I say lifestyle, I really mean the lifestyle. You have to take the steps, because it's not going to happen in a day. Like they say, they didn't build Rome in a day. So you didn't get to where you got in a day.
Right.
So I'm going to need you to take that mindset and to invest in yourself. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit more money. But guess what? You need to replan where you're sending that money, because instead of you going out 4 or 5 times in the week, you need to knock that down to maybe 2 or 3 and use that money to get you some health products. And especially if you know you're not, because I know for me, I don't eat fruit. I cannot stand fruit. However,
None at all?
I can't stand the texture. Like, it's too mushy for me, though. Like, when it gets in my mouth, like, ugh. Like, it's bad.
There's not one that where you can like stomach the texture or nothing, like.
Oh my
Not
goodness.
a one, not a grape or
I used to with grapes, then it just started getting all jilled. I'm just like,
yikes.
a blueberry. Nah, just I don't know.
Wow. So are you more of a green leafy?
Yes, I eat vegetables. I go ham with the vegetables. Now I love me some vegetables, asparagus and all that. But with the fruit, but I have something where I use a plant product where I know I'm getting all my fruits in a day. Because I know for a fact I'm not going to eat fruit. So why even put myself through that and be like, okay, I'm not getting my fruit. So I need to find something that's going to help me get my fruit intake. So that's
Let's put a pin in it right there.
Yeah.
We're going to talk more. We're going to come right back. We're spending an hour with Tony Stubbs from Total Transformation Fitness. We've got more of the Public Affairs Podcast up next. All right. Let me see how that transition was. And where they also stay messing up, bro. Oh, 2030. Perfect. Perfect rename.
We in the studio. bed, man. Ugh.
TF1.
Well, guys,
This one.
just giving y'all the heads up. My phone goes dead. I'm sorry.
You can listen to it tomorrow, 6
Tomorrow.
a.m. on 92.1, Praise 92.1 and 97.9 The Box, and 9 a.m. on Magic 102.1 in case, the live does cut off.
Wake up.
We will be there tomorrow morning. All right, bro, let's finish on.
Let's do
What
it.
do we end up with?
Fitness.
And be like, okay, I'm not getting my fruit, so I need to find something
Mm-hmm.
that's going to help me get my fruit intake.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let's put a pin in it right there. We're gonna.
All right.
All right.
From your local Houston BMW Center studios, welcome back to the Public Affairs Podcast, addressing local issues that affect our nation and shape our world. I'm your host, Kate G. Smooth. Still got Tony Stubbs in the building. Tony Stubbs from Ready to Love, Last Resort. That was season 3. That's where we met. He also has started the Total Transformation Fitness Movement. His website, toningtfmovement.com, where he gives some healthy recipes, some workout tips, all of that. I'm a part of the email list. So, every day I'm getting some. It's some very interesting recipes that you have. The latest one that I remember, I believe it had like plums, green beans with, I think, an egg at the top.
Yeah.
I would substitute the egg with probably an avocado or something
Right.
like that since I ain't doing it there. But those dishes look really tasty. Do you eat those?
I do my best because once again, it's all a process. And this is where I tell people it's all about the transformation. I'm not perfect. I'm not just eating salads and all this stuff. Like, I eat food. Like, I enjoy my life. I'm a lifestyle person, but I'm going to do the necessary things to take care of my body, especially when it comes to my immune system, because I know what's going on out here. But I've already said from the jump, because when I had high blood pressure and I was taking 2 forms of medication, I understood, like,
And at what age was that?
I was diagnosed at 22.
Boy,
right after I got out of
get out of
college.
here. I would have told them folks, y'all better take these pills and shove them somewhere. At 22,
So
high blood pressure?
I had high blood pressure. So having the type of program and workout in college, so we working out, eating, but like I had no issues, but I was doing the same things outside of college, but I wasn't having that same type of workout regimen that we would have in college. Mine wasn't as much, and it caught up with me real fast to the point I got diagnosed, and they're like, boom, we got to put you on these 2 pills. And I was just like, I was like,
Money grab.
I was, and not knowing
Right, of course.
at that time,
Of course.
but them telling me that, it like, the mindset, it threw me off, because I'm like, I'm in shape, but I'm not healthy. I'm like, how is this so? So just imagine me playing ball, because I was still playing ball during this time too. So I'm popping pills before games. So imagine that. So slight depression there, because I can't believe that I'm having to pop these pills before games, and I'm having to go out here and get my mind right to go one-on-one with this dude to make sure he don't score on me tonight. So I'm dealing with all of that. Of course, life, all that stuff, injuries, everything. And then, mom putting the pressure on me, please make sure you take your pills and all this stuff. Like, you don't want to die. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, at this time, I'm about 26 when she's telling me this. So I'm
Damn,
still.
so you 4 years on this medication.
Well, I ain't gonna say I was on it completely. Because
Oh,
when I
okay.
say I was dibbing and dabbing, I was just like, let me just pop one here and there. But I was not taking taking it every day, because
There was something inside of you that said that this ain't right.
right.
That's what
It was blowing my. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. But I was just probably just for my mom, just be like, okay, I took it, instead of me lying to my mom saying I'm not taking the pills, because sometimes I just couldn't say nothing, because I'm just like, I'm not taking these pills. Like, there's something I need to do. So once I realized that I needed to change something, I knew immediately what it was. I just stopped putting salt on my stuff.
Okay.
That right there, immediately me putting the extra on it. Now some pepper, cool, but the salt,
Right.
I
I'm
stop.
the same way.
Like if it's salt already on, it's on. If it's not on there, I'm not putting no salt on there, and it immediately changed.
So at first, salt was the culprit,
Mm-hmm.
and then they changed it as they always do, and then they said that sugar is the culprit, which I believe
Oh.
more than hell. I believe they both are.
Both components,
the-
big
yeah,
components. Both of them
absolutely.
are. Yeah.
Is it true? And I don't know if you know this scientifically or not, but that if you cut out salt and sugar, that you can lose hella weight.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely, but the the reality of that for these people in this day and age,
They love their sugar.
they need the sugar, and they've pushed that so hard to the point where I'd be like, okay, if you need your sugar, let's use that as a treat yourself instead of every day. But I know some need it because it's just a fix, because it helps them get through the day and all that. But you gotta find something to replace that instead of having, because people me talking right now is like pretty much whatever, because everybody knows what it is that's holding them back. That got that big old belly with the wings, everything. You know what you're eating, you know what you're drinking. Everybody knows
What they're doing.
what it is that they need to stop or minimize. I tell people, minimize it. Instead of doing it 6 times a day, do it 3 times a day. Like, you got to wean yourself off it, because you cannot go cold turkey, because you will go crazy. Your mind, you're all over the place. You got to remember sugar, your intake. Oh, I got a headache and all this stuff, and you're trying to go the healthy way. And when you go the healthy way, it's very hard, because y'all are so accustomed to the sugar. You think the healthy stuff is messing you up, when it's really helping you to let you know that you've been putting bullshit in your body for so many years. And it's very, very challenging for a fitness coach like myself, who's really understanding that y'all don't go into the grocery store and go get those groceries and go to your doctor and sit it in front of them and say, please explain what's going on with these groceries, but let me give you a health product. Whoo, we are scientists. Oh, I got to check with my doctor first to make sure it's okay. But y'all don't check them groceries that y'all go buy, and y'all don't take it to the doctor. But you'll take my stuff to the doctor, something that's very beneficial, because you got to remember, you are part of the earth. You are dirt. Okay? There are things out here in this world that will heal your body and will build your immune system. You're not going to sit here and tell me because God built the earth.
Bro, can I share something with you? Friday, I went down to the beach just for a self-care day, lay in the sun. I wanted to lay in the sun naked. So I normally go to Surfside Beach, but this time, Spirit said, go to Bryan Beach, which is a little further west than Surfside. And I get there, and Spirit was right, because it was secluded. Nobody was there. I was able to lay in the sun, in the sand, naked, get my melanin charged. But then Spirit said, bury yourself in the sand. Like, okay. So I buried myself in the sand, and I'm laying there, and I start meditating, and I am wiring my brain to heal and fix my body. Whatever is wrong. Not to say that I got some,
Be
something
transformed
going
by
on.
the renewing of your mind, or what I've been talking about.
Exactly. Bro, when I was laying there under that sand and wiring my brain to do that, bro, I literally, things started to happen. I'm feeling, certain joints jump. I'm feeling like something, I don't know, it felt like my DNA was being repaired. Like there were things actually happening as I'm under this sand. Yeah. And it came from the brain. And so once I was done, shook myself off, got in the ocean, swam for a little bit, came back out, was getting ready, was packing up. And as I'm doing that, I start feeling my muscles growing. Like my biceps started to contract. And it was almost like it wanted to cramp, but I'm looking, I'm like, what's going on? And I literally see the muscle moving and getting bigger. This was my right bicep, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, oh, do I need to drink some more water? Like, and then my left bicep started doing it. And I'm like, I'm standing here, I am mind blown. So I'm like, I don't know if it's just, the power of my mind that, my body is doing this, or if it's the magnetism from the sand, me being buried. Like,
we are part of the earth. So the earth literally is just like a plant. Like, once you take the plant out from the earth, it's really hard for you to take care of unless you are actually taking care of it and you have certain things, because you need certain things to take care of the plant if it's in a house or whatever.
Yeah.
But if I stick a plant or a tree in the dirt, it's going to grow.
bro, you got me. I think I want to bury myself in dirt next.
But I'm just saying, because it's almost like because you remember, just like I remember when you and Naya on the show, when y'all went and put y'all feet, talking about y'all
we
put y'all feet
grounded.
and y'all grounded in the grass. Like, that really means something. I tell people
does.
you should put your feet in the grass every day, because they put shoes, because really you're supposed to be walking on the ground anyway.
Right.
Without no shoes.
Without no shoes.
However, we got too much going on out here, but you need to put your feet in the grass and absorb those toxins, because that absorbs the toxins out of your body.
Actually, I have a thing that talks
Prosper.
about the benefits of grounding. This is grounding. What people think it does, nothing. What it really does, lowers inflammation, improves sleep, reduces pain, improves blood pressure, reduces anxiety, alleviates fatigue, improves mood, reduce blood virosity, and reduces oxidative stress. That's what grounding does. And I make sure I try to do it every day, because I do it really does,
it really does
boost
help.
your mood. Like, if you're standing there in the grass barefoot, or if you're sitting in the grass, it is very, very beneficial. And that's the thing, Tony. Like, the earth has so many remedies for it, but we have been programmed to this system, this way of living, technology. We're letting these groups of people tell us what is beneficial for us and our body, when in fact it's nothing but a money grab. I mean, to everyone listening to the podcast, I hate to make you feel as if when you heard that Santa Claus wasn't real, but this is what is about to happen. Everything is a lie. Everything is about money. That food pyramid that they came up with, that is BS. That food pyramid is what is killing us. That food pyramid is the reason why people are the way that they are. First of all, we're not even supposed to be eating that many times a day. Everything was a money grab. The bacon and eggs, eating that breakfast in the morning, like that was something for the pig farmers and for the chicken farmers so they can make more money. And when people really wake up and you realize everything is tied together, big pharma, big media, big food, big tech, they're all in this together. So if you think for 1 second that these people want or have your best interest at heart, you're being very foolish and sheepish, because these people have never cared about us. They've never cared about us. If they did, they would promote a more healthier lifestyle. Since the pandemic, I have interviewed and talked to so many doctors, lawyers, and medical scientists since March of 2020 on this very program. When I mention, well, why don't you all ever suggest getting sun from the sunlight instead of taking a vitamin D3 supplement? Why don't you all recommend that people get out in the sun for an hour or two to help boost their mood and kill off some of so that radiation from the sun can kill off the parasites, inside. Why don't y'all do that? Well, they want to start scrambling. And then I take it a step further and I ask, well, what about sound healing and sound therapy? Listening to a certain frequency at a certain hertz that will repair your DNA and help you feel better. What about that? Oh, well, we don't know about that. There's got to be more research and all that. No, that ain't what it is. You're bought and you're sold because you've been indoctrinated through your medical school. And I'm not, talking down on anybody that is a physician. I mean, the truth is the truth. I mean, they teach doctors and nurses what they want to, and they definitely teach them not to go the natural route by doing natural things and taking herbs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
You got a few. A few. I mean, there's a few out there. But but
natural
majority,
doctors, the MDs, like you said, there's a few.
Yeah.
But a lot of them,
and it's tough because at the end of the day, that's where their money comes from. And
well,
then
of course.
And then you got to think about it too. More than likely, the majority of these doctors are in debt as well, and they owe a lot of money. I done been around some doctors that owe some money.
Well, I'm sure they're all right, especially if they got them big pharma reps coming around like, hey, get your patients to try this. We'll give you this incentive for this.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know everybody's situation, how it rolls with that, but it is very challenging because I just always believe that the doctor should always give the option of what the patient should do. Like, you could say, you could take this side, but also this is another way as well, and have yourself in a position where you can still make some money by giving both options instead of just saying, no, it's this way and you need to take these pills. I'm all about options. Give the option. If they want to take the pills, take the pills. But also give this option as well. And don't say, no, this won't work, because that's some bull. Because if it's healthy,
different.
Yeah, but if it's healthy and if it's natural, you can't say it doesn't work because of what? Because you have the pill?
Yeah, they like to discount a lot of times the natural and the herbal remedies, but it's like, yo, all go to medical school. All y'all is doing is creating a synthetic version of the herbs.
I honestly believe they will even have more patients and make more money because you are giving the options. Because why not give the options? That's my whole. I get it. Like, some people need prescription.
Ain't no option, bitch. Ain't no option, bitch.
It's this way, and that's it.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning.
Right. And I'm just like, but y'all know there's another way. Why not? But
that's a
doctor,
whole nother.
So,
I'm not either. But I've done a lot of reading, and I use consistent logic.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in it together, and this ain't nothing but a money grab. A money grab, and to continue to control folks. Man, I can't believe this segment is almost up. We got a few minutes left. Before we get out of here.
We've been everywhere, all over. I told you, total transformation.
Total transformation. And you mean that, because it all starts here in the mind first.
Man.
Let me tell you something. This brain, this mind of yours is so powerful, and we only use 10% of it. So just imagine if we were to use 11,
and
12,
they don't
15.
Want, and they don't want us to. That's the whole thing, because they're just like, if these people actually use their mind and actually do for themselves, oh my goodness.
Well, they don't want that. They don't want that.
I know they don't.
I think, who was that? Was it John P. Rockefeller that said, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of doers or something. I think I'm paraphrasing what he said, but yeah, and he's right.
And people, like, why?
Exactly.
Like, God gave everybody free will to choose whatever it is that they want to do. You want to take the bad route? Well, you know the consequences when you take the bad route.
That's right.
If you take the good route, hey, we know the consequences when you take the good route.
That's right.
So,
balance. Just remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Balance in everything in moderation. You have that balance, because if you're living, a good, clean, alkaline, vegan life, that's great, but that could also be not so good if you don't balance it out with some other stuff. If you're eating all of the bad stuff, all the acidic stuff, and no alkalinity to balance it out, like that could be detrimental for you as well. So just remember, everything in moderation. What you want to leave the people with before we get out of here?
I just want to just tell the people, look, just start being aware of your body and what it's telling you. And just start doing something. 7 minutes. That's it. 7 minutes for yourself. Tell your kids, get everybody in the household to understand, look, I am taking these 7 minutes for myself because I need it so I can recharge to be the best person I can be for this family or whatever it is that you got going on in your life. So start taking, it is not selfish. Let me repeat, it is not selfish for you to take time for yourself to heal.
Oh, and we're going to leave it right there. Tony Toning Stubbs, the founder of Total Transformation Fitness. ToningTTFmovement.com is the website. Go and check him out. My man is he's literally transforming lives. Total transformation. So, man, thank you for coming on. This was great. And shout out to the Sphere Studios podcast studio, the Fear Spot podcast studios for allowing me to use their space to record this conversation with you, my G.
Yes,
I appreciate
man.
you.
I appreciate you having me, man. And it's always a good time and good energy, man, when we have a
we
convo.
link out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, Houston, listen, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will see you for the Public Affairs Podcast next week. On behalf of Uncle Funky Larry Jones, I'm KG Smooth, and I'll see you on the radio.
We in the studio.
Wow.
All right.
Damn, that 20 went by fast.
I did.
And you made it the whole
I
time.
made it the whole
We
time.
made it.
Yeah, look at my
Nigga, we
phone.
made
Made it. We made it, say. We made it. We made it.
And I'll see you on the radio.
Delete, where was they at? 614. Was that 614? Because you said that's some bullshit. I was like, let me mark that.
I'm sorry. I got caught up in the moment.
No, it happens.
Oh,
It
God.
motherfucking happens.
Be crazy, man.
It happens.
But you know that you've been putting bullshit in your body for so many that you've been putting bullshit in.
Heading it, babe. We heading it out. Heading it out.
in your body for and let you know that you've been putting in your body for so many years. And it's very
Hold on. Larry, if you're still on here, what does you being gay have anything to do with what I talked about? Because Larry was on here talking about you look better than me and all this stuff, and I was over here trying to uplift him about, look, bruh, you need to uplift yourself and talk to yourself. But he talking about if you don't want to talk to me because I'm gay, just tell me and I won't talk to you anymore or bother you anymore. I'm like, what are you talking about?
So a nigga that's gay thinks that you are avoiding him or not talking to him because he's gay?
I'm confused. Well, Larry, I don't know what you got going on over there, boss, but yeah, I'm gonna let that ride. But anyway, yeah. All right, y'all. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Happy Saturday, and remember, man, take that time for yourself. 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Stretch, do something. All right, y'all.